Let's get right into it. Number 9. Poison Control Hotline Operator. These professionals spend their days telling people that silica gel packets won't kill them. One operator shared a story about someone who ate an entire pack of silica gel because they thought the "do not eat" warning was reverse psychology, like the package was trying to keep all the delicious silica gel to itself. They get calls from parents convinced their child will die because they licked a scented marker. The operators have to explain that while eating markers isn't ideal, the worst outcome is some funky colored poop. These operators need extensive medical training because while half their calls are about non-toxic items, the other half are actual emergencies. They need to know the difference between "I ate a Tide Pod for views" and "I accidentally drank antifreeze." The calls spike every time there's a new viral challenge on social media. During the Tide Pod challenge, poison control centers had to release a public statement telling people to stop eating laundry detergent. The operators maintain professionalism even when someone calls because they tried to clean their teeth with bleach. They calmly explain why that's a bad idea while probably banging their head against their desk. But they prefer people call and feel silly than not call and end up in serious trouble. For example, apple seeds contain cyanide, but you'd need to eat about 200 apples worth of seeds in one sitting to get sick. Number 8. It's Not That Deep Vehicle Winch Out Service. These rescue specialists make a living pulling vehicles out of situations that could have been avoided by simply turning around. Like the guy who thought his Prius could handle an off-road trail because it's technically a hybrid. Or the dude who drove into a mud pit because his buddy said, "Bet you won't." Most winch-out specialists can tell how stupid someone's decision was just by looking at their face when they arrive. If they're pretending to be surprised about how they got there, they definitely ignored multiple warning signs. These specialists need special training and equipment because pulling a 2-ton vehicle out of mud isn't as simple as giving it a good push. They use heavy-duty winches that can pull up to 12,000 pounds. The job can be dangerous too. Standing next to a taut steel cable under enough pressure to pull a car is no joke. If that cable snaps, it can end someone's life. But the stories people tell are the best part of the job. "Google Maps told me to go this way" is a classic. "I thought it was a puddle." Sir, puddles don't have waves. Or that one guy who claimed he was testing his truck's capabilities. His truck's capabilities were tested and failed about 3 feet back when he ignored his wife saying, "Maybe we should turn around." Number 7. Viral Life Hack Damage Reversal Technician. Meet Sarah, a viral life hack damage reversal technician. She fixes things that people break while trying internet life hacks. Last week, she helped someone who tried the plastic bottle egg separator hack. They squeezed too hard and shot raw eggs all over their kitchen ceiling. Then there was the guy who tried the instant marble countertop with epoxy hack. He ended up permanently bonding his cat's tail to the counter. The cat's fine now, just a bit less fluffy. Sarah says 70% of her calls come from TikTok-inspired disasters, like the woman who mixed bleach with vinegar for natural cleaning supplies. She created toxic chlorine gas and got a visit from a hazmat team. Her worst case ever involved someone trying a DIY phone charging station using a microwave. They destroyed their phone, melted half their microwave, and set their kitchen curtains on fire. Sarah's job didn't exist 5 years ago. Now she has 3 more technicians specializing in different types of internet-inspired damage. One handles just failed concrete decor disasters. He recently removed a 200-pound concrete-filled bathtub that was making the floor cave in. Number 6. Wrong Fuel in Car Drainage Technician. Someone puts the wrong fuel in their car every 3 minutes. That's about 150,000 people each year having their moment of realization at the pump, like the guy who filled up his brand new $90,000 Tesla with premium gas, or the woman who put diesel in her Honda because the green handle matched her car color. If you put gas in a diesel engine and try to start it, you're basically throwing a party in your engine where gasoline and diesel are fighting to the death. The repair bill runs from $4,000 to $17,000. That's where wrong fuel in car drainage technicians come in. They're like the bomb squad of the automotive world. Using special vacuum equipment, they can suck out all the wrong fuel in about 30 minutes. But sometimes people don't realize their mistake until after they've started driving. One technician talked about a guy who filled his diesel truck with gas, drove it 20 miles, and then couldn't figure out why his engine was making sounds like an angry blender full of marbles. Number 5. Vending Machine Frustration Damage Technician. These guys are basically therapists for abused vending machines. They spend their days fixing dents, replacing broken glass, and dealing with machines that have been tipped, kicked, and punched by hangry humans. More people have died from shaking vending machines than from shark attacks. The machines weigh around 900 pounds each. That's like trying to fight a small car for your Snickers bar. One technician found a machine with a perfect fist-shaped hole in the glass. The customer was so mad about losing $2, they caused $500 in damage. Someone tried to tip a machine to get their stuck candy bar. The machine fell forward, missed crushing them by inches, and spilled all its contents on the floor. Their original stuck candy bar was still stuck, just sideways now. They've found that people are less likely to attack a machine if it has a face drawn on it. Apparently, we feel bad about punching something with googly eyes. Number 4. Reversed Battery Polarity Appliance Repairer. Bob is a reversed battery polarity appliance repairer. He fixes stuff after people put batteries in backwards. He sees about 20 devices a week that have been fried because someone decided to play battery roulette. The worst cases come from RV owners. One customer hooked up their entire RV's electrical system backwards. Every single light bulb exploded at once. It was like Christmas lights from hell. A customer brought in a $2,000 drone that wouldn't fly right. He'd put all 8 batteries in backwards. The drone would take off, flip upside down, and try to drill itself into the ground. Bob calls it the world's most expensive lawn aerator. The really scary ones are the battery chargers. Put a battery in backwards in one of those, and you've got yourself a tiny bomb. Bob keeps a collection of exploded chargers in his shop. He calls it his wall of why. Those little plus and minus signs aren't a democracy. Number 3. DIY tree felling home repair contractor. Bob Thompson is a contractor who fixes homes after DIY tree removal disasters. 90% of his business comes from people who thought cutting down a tree would be easy. One guy tried removing a 60-foot oak tree with his pickup truck and a rope. He tied the rope high up in the tree, attached it to his truck, and hit the gas. The tree fell straight through his garage roof, crushing his restored 1967 Mustang. Another homeowner climbed up a ladder with a chainsaw to cut a branch. The branch swung down like a baseball bat, knocking out his living room wall. Then there was the YouTube expert, who watched one video about tree felling. He tried to cut down a pine tree that was leaning towards his house. His brilliant plan was to push the 2,000-pound tree away while it was falling. The tree made an unscheduled visit to his bathroom, via the roof. The bathroom repair cost him $86,000. Professional tree removal would have cost $1,200. Bob's advice is simple. Write down 2 numbers: the cost of professional tree removal and the cost of your house. Number 2. Frozen Metal Pole Licker Rescue Paramedic. These specialized rescue teams spend their winters saving people whose tongues are stuck to frozen metal poles. That's right. Fully grown humans with jobs and mortgages are out there turning their tongues into tongue sickles. The rescue process requires special tongue unsticking kits, which is basically just warm water in a thermos. These paramedics have to carefully warm the metal around the tongue without causing more damage. It's like playing Operation, but instead of a buzzer, you get screaming and crying. Most calls come in between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., right after the bars close. These paramedics have seen everything from people stuck to car doors to someone who licked a frozen football goalpost on a dare. The best case was a father who got stuck to a frozen pole while trying to demonstrate to his kids why they shouldn't lick frozen poles. Now that's what you call a hands-on lesson. Number 1. I'll just weld it myself. Structural Integrity Consultant. Dave is a structural integrity consultant who inspects DIY welding projects to prevent deaths. His most intense case involved a 4th-floor balcony. The owner watched some YouTube videos, bought a welder, and decided to build it himself. 2 weeks later, the balcony started making metal creaking noises. Dave arrived to find what he calls a nightmare in steel. The welds looked like they were done by a drunk toddler with a sparkler. Only 3 spots out of 20 welds were actually holding. The rest had 0 structural integrity. The terrifying part is that the owner had been hosting parties on this death trap. 8 people dancing and drinking, 4 stories up. The metal creaking noises were literally the welds slowly failing. The only reason nobody died was pure luck. Now Dave inspects similar disasters daily. He's seen garden swings that could launch people into orbit and staircases ready to transform into slides. His most absurd case was a guy who welded his own car frame. The welds were so terrible, they made the metal weaker than if he'd used rubber bands to hold it together. Dave made the balcony owner tear down his creation. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.